welcome back to Legally Speaking with the McLario firm. If you get hurt on someone else's property, do you know what to do? This type of thing falls under the category of premises law, and the rules can be confusing. So today we have an expert here with advice. Mike Bertling is an attorney with the McLario firm, and he joins us with more about premises law. Great to see you.
Hey, it's great to be here.
This is one I don't think we've talked about before.
No, I usually come and talk about car accidents, so this is all new for us.
This is new, but this is a type of law that you handle. These are the types of cases you do.
Yeah, I handle a bunch of these over the years. I handle those. I handle auto accidents, of course, but premises liability is its own little area.
And does it have to do with, so it doesn't have to be private property like my home or your home. It could also be a business that someone owns, right?
Right, yeah. The claims can be made against a business, a commercial enterprise. Actually, claims against private homeowners are much more difficult.
Really?
Yeah, because the standard for homeowners is simply negligence. They have to do what everybody else would do to protect people on their property. A business has to do a little bit more because people are coming in to give them money to buy things or somehow, give them profits. So they have a little higher standard. So I kind of stay away from the cases where somebody gets hurt on private property. Although I can think of a case that happened a few years ago that was a very big case, and it's a little unusual. A property owner, homeowner had a dead tree on their property. Oh. And it was one of those dead trees that the bark is all gone and the branches are gone, and it was obvious that it was dead. The neighbor was out cutting his grass. It was November. He was chopping leaves and doing what we all do, and the wind blew the tree over and killed him. So at first you wouldn't think that that was a claim that could be made because it's kind of the wind doing it, it's an act of God. But they actually recovered 7 figures in that case and held the owner of the property liable for not cutting the tree down.
Well, I had a tree that fell from my property onto other people's properties during the night.
Yeah.
It wasn't dead, like the tree you described, but it fell because of a weather related. And it was scary because I worried about other people's property and someone getting hurt. But interesting, and I'm guessing that it was because the tree was dead.
Obviously dead.
And obviously so.
Yeah, you wouldn't have had any problem because just blowing over a live tree wouldn't cause any liability.
What other cases are common when it comes to premises law? Because the one I think of is a slip and fall.
Yeah, that's the old, that's the one we see a lot of, slipping on ice or snow. And and that sounds a little bit shady. It's kind of like the picture of the person wearing a soft collar. It's kind of like, what are you trying to do here? You fell on snow and ice. What do you expect? But I've had cases where people have been really badly injured, life-changing injuries. And when you're on a commercial property, they have to, like I said, they have a higher standard, and they have to make certain they do everything reasonable to keep people there safe. So it's different than just a homeowner.
Well, the way I think of it is slip and fall, but also when I've frequented a business or gone somewhere, I think about the lighting, let's say in a parking lot. Like, do I feel safe here? That kind of thing. Yeah,
the owner of a commercial property has to provide proper lighting so people are safe. People who are going to cause trouble, criminals can't hide in the dark. I had a case a number of years ago where somebody was at a fast food restaurant and was held up and was killed, unfortunately. And what happened in that case was the criminal was hiding in a dark spot, and the experts who looked at it said the dark spot was actually a crime generator because it was obvious people could hide there.
Wow.
And so that was a sad case, but it just shows where liability can be.
And how much responsibility you have, especially as a business owner.
Right.
So let's talk about people who are hurt in a situation like that, whether it's commercial property or maybe even private property. What should you do? What's the first step you should take?
Well, the biggest thing, if it's a slip and fall or a trip and fall or anything like that, is if you're able, take pictures of what you fell on. Mm-hmm. Take pictures of the ice or snow. Usually that doesn't happen. People are hurt, they might be taken away, or they are embarrassed. That happens a lot of times.
Yeah.
So people get up and they look around and they just run off kind of.
That would be me
and then later on they got all sorts of problems and they go back and it's cleaned up. And so then it's much harder to prove a case. So I would say take a picture if you can and just kind of look around and figure out what happened. When you pursue the case, the insurance company who's going to be defending that case is going to ask you exactly what happened. Which foot were you stepping with? How much weight did you have on that foot? Were you carrying anything? So those kind of things are important to keep in mind too.
Interesting. And contact an attorney probably if you're not making progress with insurance.
Yeah, and you probably won't make progress because those
Yeah.
cases can be defended. I tell clients who come in, you know, you've got these big injuries, but you're going to have to take less because you could very well lose. Because juries they look at these very carefully because both sides play a part.
Absolutely. It's good to contact an expert. Thank you so much, Mike. Interesting to talk about premises law today. For a free consultation, you can contact the McLario firm at 262-251-4210. Or for more information on all the types of law that they handle, you can visit their website too. It's McLario.com.